Within the last 48 hours, I know you must have seen so many of these videos online.
What did you do? What did you do? I tell my air hostess having the man to do this for me.
Right. She was slapping for the head. She strangled her like for 5 minutes.
For having in mind, an air hostess having the man to do this for me. I want to know how much you want to pay for this today. Who they got?
I thought they bring her phone down.
Serious.
Now, you actually need to count down before you start putting in your emotions on the people they bully, the people they slap, and the people that was embarrassed. Let's understand how all these things go. Because first of all, you were not inside this flight. I was not inside this flight. But then, let's start from where all these whole things started. A lady named Comfort Emmanson took a flight that was coming to Lagos. Now, during that flight, we don't know what transpired between her and the air hostess. But then, when the plane was about to land in Lagos, every single passenger was asked to switch off their phone. Now, according to the air hostess of Ibom Air, the lady refused to switch off her own phone. Instead, she put it in a flight mode with an excuse that she was actually editing her videos. Every other passenger in that flight has already turned off their phone because they were trying to land. And if you are somebody that is familiar with aviation policies, their rules, or how the plane actually operates, you will understand that before any flight take off to their next destination, the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes of that flight taking off, all passengers have been instructed to switch off their own phone. Like anybody being on board in that flight should turn off their own phone so that the flight might not actually connect to the wrong signal. The same thing is what happens when the flight is trying to land. When the flight is trying to land, if your phone is on, whether you switch on the flight mode or not, the pilot usually makes this announcement. Everybody should please turn off their phone. Now, there are specific reasons why these rules has been made in the aviation industry. If a flight is trying to take off, if a flight is trying to land, you need to switch off your phone. Because why? The flight is being controlled by the radar, and the radar is something that has to do with signals. If the flight refuses to connect to the signal of the radar and ended up connecting to your own signal in your phone because your phone is on, it might probably lead to a crash. Probably you are endangering the lives of every single person in that flight. Because when the flight is connecting to your own signal, the lost signal with the radar that is giving them the direction on where to land and where not to land. That is why these instructions are given. But then let's come back to the real matter here. Why will you come as a person, take a flight, a public flight, not a private jet, something you know that you're not the only person going in there, and you feel like the attitude you have back home, the character you display in your own private space, you can as well bring it to the public space. Now, we don't know how the air hostess approached this lady to turn off her phone, which might probably trigger her own anger. But again, despite how angry you might probably become when people approach you wrongly, you should understand when you are in public space, you need self-control. You need to handle yourself, not to escalate to however you have been usually been doing it. Now, we don't know how the air hostess approached her, but then she refused to switch off her phone, which probably caught the air hostess angry. I don't know how the exchange was. Because at the end of the day, the only video you are now seeing now is the video of the lady being dragged off from the plane to the bus. The video of the lady harassing the air hostess. Now, we didn't see the video of how the air hostess approached her as a customer of Ibom Air that she is. Now, we only saw the video of her own reaction and how she was trapped. Even the video of her Bobby being showed online. In the same video, we saw when the air hostess was blocking the entrance of the flight for her not to get out. Because why? She has already gone against the aviation rules and probably the securities need to be involved in this issue. Now, when the securities were involved, she refused to leave the flight. And when she was probably being forced down from that flight, she started fighting again. That is where she got it all wrong. That is why I said, whatever character you have in your house, in your private space, don't bring it to the public space. And at the same time, I believe that this is kind of something that should teach every airline company in Nigeria a lesson. Our Niger people, everybody in Nigeria has their own. We got our own score for head. Because this woman, the air hostess, was an inborn air staff, I mean, that doesn't mean she was actually right. There are more specific ways to handle your customers. For somebody to choose to fly with your airline company means they probably like this airline company, or maybe they choose you guys because your price was fair. Now, there could be more better ways for you to handle your customers instead of trying to escalate this issue up to this extent. And trust me, so many people will stop buying tickets from Air Ibom because of this particular incident. You have discredited your company. I don't know if you guys are actually thinking on this part. I don't know. Air Ibom has been in the history on social media space as their air hostess was actually fighting with a passenger or something like that. Now, so many people will keep this in their mind and also believe within themselves that, okay, when they use inbound air, something similar to this might probably happen to them. So your staffs need to learn how to control the passengers, how to control their own personal anger. Both the passenger and the air hostess, both of them has anger issues. They should learn how to control themselves, right? And at the same time, learn how to respect their customers. And again, you people that is taking flights, these people serving you inside that place, both the pilot and the crew members, you should respect these people. I have seen a flight where a crew member started work today. Her first flight crashed and she died. So these people are just putting their lives on the line just to make sure that you are happy. They serve you on the flight. I know this is a job they are getting paid for, but then you need to respect them. It's not easy. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you have not been following my page, make sure you follow. On this incident that happened, make sure you drop your own opinion in the comment section. Like the video, share to people that you actually think they need to hear my own opinion. Let's all have the conversation in the comment section.